I'm hoping you can hear me now, but this is almost a farm, and what I said originally was this. Unfortunately, you didn't. It said you had to do a new save game, but actually you don't. And I'm going to prove it once again. First thing I'm going to do though is show you. Let's go this way. I want to show you in this menu right here. Look down there where it says time in the second column. The third one from the bottom says time played. You see now it's 114 hours even. That's how many hours I got on this save in what it says in 2 sessions, but that's not right. There's actually more sessions than that. Anyway, but 114.01 now. Anyway, so, and I did not start a new save, but let me show you this. You see all the fields that I own, which are 86, 16, 17, 14, 18, 13, 19, 15, and 64. And look at this. Here's the first. You can see in 18, I've got carrots. 28, 86, I got cotton. 17 is mustard. 16 is coffee. Well, wait a minute. Let's see. Yeah, coffee. And 14 is oats. 13 soybean. 15 canola. 19 tomatoes. And 64 is onions. So you don't and I didn't start a new save. I haven't put that many hours in it since a new save. No. Yep. I updated I installed the update, and I intended on doing a new save, but I said I'm gonna go in and look and see what my old save looks like, and this is what I found basically. And so now I'm gonna go into this so we can see. I can prove to you, and I'll show you my animals in a little bit. But first, I'll do that. Here's my vehicle. Volkswagen, 1980 Volkswagen. I'm doing old school here. My old school international with my livestock trailer on it. Anyway, so now let's go in here. Now, first, there's example number 1. I got the gates. All of them are in here. There's one that's open. Now let's zoom out and let's go to this sale point. Let's see where it is. Across the road over here. Look at the sign there. I got that. Honest Newell's. Honest Newell's Mill Station. Alright. Here's something else I got. The new shop. It's Kloss. Look at that. Is that not nice? Still have the same entrances and exits. That's that one over there. And this one is the one you go out of to go near the farm. And when I did this save, I started on New Farmer, so the main farm is right over yonder through that. See where that rock is? We'll go. Let me zoom out. We'll go. Yep. See, there's the main farm. Let's go down to the livestock yard. He supposedly was to update that. And he did. He put a new barn out here. And look at there. Almost the farm livestock market. You back your trailer up that ramp there. And look, there's a pig pen out there. A small one. And that's the only other, and and if you're thinking about, oh, if I do this, it'll mess up my farm. The only thing I saw that it messed up was over here around these fields. I had cut the grass and left it laying to turn into hay before the update. And when I updated it yesterday and came back in, all that grass had glitched and turned into ground salt. It looked like snow, but it was white looking, and when I got a little bit of it up, it said ground salt. So what I did, me and my friend One Dog that helps me sometime on these on this game, helps me sometime. Together both of us had plows behind tractors, and we just dropped the plow, not with correct field on, but just normal plow, and it took it right out, and it didn't take the grass out. Saved the grass. Now, let's go across the road. I want to show you my animal, or 3 of my animal pens. I have a total of 5. Now, the animal pens that he was supposed to have been up there where those gates are. Let me show you those first. They're in here. I got those too. They're just not been placed because I had sold the original. Originally he had in-game animal pens. Now he has those that look like cage-free. There's the chicken, the cow, and the sheep. He had those there that look like. And I'm going to switch. I'm going to go to these. In one place I have some cow pens. I'll show you that in a few minutes. But first, let's go here. These are my main pens here. This is my main cow pen. And here's what I feed them with. That trailer right there behind this little compact. The 640 yard. Well, no, not 640 yard. It is the, X748. This particular tractor, I can tell you this with 100% certainty. It was made from 2006 to 2007. It's a diesel, 4-wheel drive compact. And they don't make that particular model anymore, but they still make the 700 series. You roll over the deck, the lawnmower deck there, put it on. It's got a bagger with, what that is a blower to help blow the stuff up. All that works. But let's jump up here and we're going to see an overview of my cows. Yeah, here's my cows. And these are Holstein milk cows. And I'll show you, here they are here. And this is a lone oak. This is a modded cow barn. This is not one that's on there. You see there? I got 20 of them in there, and they're all, there's about 5 of them that's getting ready to have, still got within a day or so of having baby. But I don't leave the babies in here. I got them in a different pen. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Go down on this side here. This is my TMR barn where I keep supplies to make TMR. This is hay. Even though that bale looks different color than these, it's all hay. Because this particular bale right here, this lighter color, was not made with this baler down here, this chrome baler. The rest of them hay bales were, and the straw. Now them silage bales was made with the Cleveland baler. I have it over there in the main farmyard. I'll show it to you in a little bit, a few minutes. And that's why that hay bale there, that lighter color, is lighter, and it looks different texture-wise than these. It's hay just the same. Now, let's go on more animal pens. There's my manure sale. That's the Lone Oak manure sale. It's in the Lone Oak sale points. You can get that, and it gives you a good price on manure. Because I don't use manure, and I'll show you why. I only use one kind of fertilizer in my field, and I'll show you what that is and why I use it. Here is my pigs. And this is the Lone Oak. Let me show you the animal pens I use. These two anyway. Let's see. There's the right there is the cow pen I'm using, the Lone Oak Husbandry with manure pit. And then there's the pig pen. These are Berkshire pigs. This is the second batch of 20 I've had in here. I sold the others a day or two ago. Got $15,000 for 20 of them. And that's just meat pigs. They don't reproduce. They're not the reproducing ones. Now, here is something brand new. And let me go back into here and show you the pen. This is not your ordinary sheep pen. In case you were wondering, it's not an in-game deal. There it is, the dairy sheep barn. Yes, you heard it right. You see it there. Dairy sheep barn. It is brand new. VSR Technologies puts it out. Folks, I'm in the southeast. We milk goats. We milk cows. Never have milked a sheep. We always, if we had sheep, we got wool off of them. And this is all new for me. Didn't even know that they would, but I knew sheep and goat were enough related that it is potential. And I talked to a friend that lives in Australia, and he said over there they have sheep dairies are a big business over there. And so these are the second batch of sheep I've had in here. This pallet of milk and this is the milk here, and you can't put it in a tank. It sells just like it is. That pallet of milk came off of the first batch of sheep I had, which were the Dohertys. I'll show you. Which were the Dorsets. That's what I had in there first. Now I have the Suffolk, which is, a little more expensive. That's what's in there right now. I'm just seeing, supposedly, folks, with this modded pen, it don't matter what sheep you put in there, they're supposed to give some milk. I'm assuming some more than others, depending on which variety of sheep you have in. Howbeit, the downside of this is when you're using this as got sheep for milk, you're not going to get wool off of them. They're not going to put a wool pallet out here because you're not doing that for wool. You're doing it for milk. And that's those three pens. Now let me go to the map and I'll show you where the other two animal pens I have are. They're on an off-site. I ran it. I didn't have enough room here to put them, and I really didn't want to put them. Here's where they're at. You see where we're at right there. They're over here in front of 64, field 64. So let's go. All right, let me turn around. And you see I've got the in-game cow barns here. This is the females over here. I just put two more in there this morning that two cows had, so I got a total of, what is that? I can tell you what's in this way. 9 baby females. And over here I got 4 males. Yes, 4 male Holsteins. I will fatten them up and sell them. And when these pens are emptied up, I'll switch them out to the updated ones that Causa 64 has brought to the game. His own pens, the other nicer ones. These will go back. These 9, and there's, like I say, I got 4 or 5 more cows that's still within a day or so of having some babies. When they have those of the original 20, then I will move the females, young females, in the red barn that you just saw, and empty this pen out and get it ready for the next batch of babies. Then when they start giving milk and having babies, these young ones, and keep the cycle going. And the males, I'll fatten them up and eventually sell them, because they're already, let's see, the males are already at 91%. Let's see. Yeah, they're all at 91%, but they're all newborn, so they got to fatten up some more. You see, the females are only at 88%. They're not eating as much as the males. This one only holds. I think that one only holds. What does it hold? Shoot, honestly, I don't know. 100,000 maybe. I don't know. It's like the one I got over there by the other pens, but I got an extension on it that allows it to hold 1 million and something. Let's see, where is it? There it is, right there. Holds 100,000. Wait a minute, no, that ain't it. Let me go back up here a minute. There it is. There, holds 100,000. Yep, that's it right there. That's a small multi-fruit. Now, and I have one of those right there, as well as this extension. That extension right there, the X large, that holds 1 million. You see down there and it holds everything. Nothing. I mean everything, including all the new crops on here. All 9 of them. But like I said, as soon as these 2 pens are in, I empty them up. I'm going to switch them out with the updated ones. This is my field back here, and I had onions before I updated. This was another thing kind of glitched. Before I updated, field 16 had rye in it. Well, I've lost that field of rye, but I got cotton in it. Coffee in it right now. And in field 17, I had onions. Well, the onions, I had millet back here in this field. I lost millet and rye, but I've got onions back here, and everything else. I've got fields of everything else. Let me show you what I have here. I'm going to go this way and start in field 19. I've got every other kind of new crop planted. The 3 new crops, I got a field of each of that. I'll show you. Right here's my field of tomatoes. There's no tomatoes on it yet, but there's all kind of bloom. Look. See the yellow bloom? Anybody know, if y'all know anything about tomatoes, when you see them yellow blooms, there'll be a green tomato that come right in behind that yellow bloom. Won't be long. They got that. And across here is my carrots in field 18. And when they get ready, you'll see a little reddish orange thing coming out up top of the ground, right up between the green there and the ground. You'll see it. They're not ready yet. They're still growing. Let's go back here to 15. You can see my canola. Here's my canola. Is that not beautiful? See, I even got, there's supposed to be a texture update. Look, new texture on crops. Look at that new texture. Is that not beautiful? In here, this is where the original cow pen was. I plowed this up and planted wheat on this side. And on the other side, where the original sheep pen was, barley. And back here in 13, there's your soya bean. Look how real them soya bean is. You can actually see the bean hanging on there. That looks like soya bean. Down here in 14, oats. See how nice that looks. We're going across the road over there, and I'll show you what I got planted in all them fields. Got 3 fields over there planted full of stuff. And then I'll show you what I use to fertilize all this, and you're going to be shocked at that. Oop, you went in the creek. This is coffee. Like I said, I had rye in here, but when I got the update, it switched the rye out for coffee. And come on around here, and this is still 16. Let's go around here to 17. You ever wondered how they made mustard like you put on a sandwich? I'm fixing to show you. Right here. This is called mustard seed, not to be confused with mustard green. This is not the kind you eat like that. You cut that with a combine, and it makes a little seed, and that's what you harvest. Now let's go back here to my biggest field that I own, field 86, and I'm gonna get up here on this rock where you can see a really good view of it. I'm gonna climb up this rock right quick, folks. It is cotton. That little section there that you see, it looks like it's been plowed. It has been. When I was getting that salt up, I backed into that field, turning around with the plow down. Forgot I had it down. Got a little bit of cotton there, but that's all right. There's plenty more in that field. And there'll be plenty in that field. And that's all my field. Now I want to tell you about something else. But like I said, I did not do a new game save. I just came into this save that I already had, and because I had 108 hours on it, I didn't at that time, and I didn't want to have to start over. I want to show you something neat here, folks, or tell you something neat about a piece of equipment here. If you didn't know this, you're going to know now, but I'm going to tell you. See that thing right there, that silo right there? That is a TMR, straight TMR silo. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, I'm in it. You can either pour, if you use loose stuff, you can pour it straight in the grate and it'll mix. If you use bales, you put it in the mixer, just like you would a tow behind. And it goes 100,000. This one holds. Let me get out of here and I'll show you. There's two, and they're under silo. They're mods, and they're not under silos in the mod hub. They're under animals, but in the store here, they're under. There they are. That one holds 100,000. This one holds 250. Now I haven't mixed any in that big one because I really didn't have room for it. But I've done several batches in that one there, and I can tell you right now that you need 5 straw bale, which would be 20,000 pounds if you're doing it loose of straw. 10 hay bales, which is 10 times 4,000 would be 40,000 hay loose. And the same for silage. 10 silage bales, or 40,000 pounds, or 40 tons of silage. And that will fill this silo up. And what I do is, when I get it full, then I bring a truck over here. The truck I have to make 4 trips. I pull under this spout, go in there and hit the thing, and it'll come up, tell you to dump in the truck. Just like you do at any place like this. You dump in the truck, I go right down there and put it in that silo right there. Because that holds 1 million. Here, I'll show you. With the mod, let me show you the mod, that XL mod that I showed you earlier with this. Where is it? That one holds 1 million too, but it only holds 1 million of certain crop. This one holds 1 million of everything. All multi-fruits. That's only holds certain multi-fruits. You want the one that's 130,000. It's Lizard XL extension, the 130,000. It holds 1 million. Everything you can put in a silo, a solid silo like that, it'll hold it. You see all them new crops is there. You see everything. I got lime in there. I got seed in there. I don't have fertilizer because I'm going to show you in a few minutes why. But this holds, let's see, 1,275,000, 1.2 million. On this map, you will never fill that up. You would have to own every field on this map and harvest off of them numerous times. Now, and that most likely won't happen. Now, about the fertilizer, let me show you. If we come over here and look at my equipment over here, I'm going to, first before I show you that, I'm going to show you what I use. You know, I said the truck that I hauled that tomorrow, and right there it is, right by my combine there. This is a modded truck. Let me show you where that's at. It's under trucks. They have several of these different. They have with different things on them. This one has that on it. I got 2 of those tanker trucks. There's another one that has a crane lift on it that I really like. I don't have it installed, but it's a separate mod, but it's that older looking truck like that. I love these trucks. That one right there, that 55/57/4320-60. That's my favorite tipper truck. One of my favorites. It holds 22,700. You see that? What should be 22,700. And if you're thinking about bushel, I'll tell you what that is right now. 413 bushel is what it holds. This is my combine, and this is a modded combine. It's not your regular small case. It is the small case, but it's a modded one. Right there it is. I got it, at 235 horsepower, and it holds 7280. But I'm fixing. I think I harvested with it last fall on the season. I've harvested with it, but I'm not sure I'm gonna do another harvest. I think I might go to this one, and here's why. Look at this color on this. I like that Caterpillar orange, and because the shop is Kloss, I thought I would pay tribute and use this older model looking Kloss to harvest with. It has a grain head that you can turn that same orange and white. It's not a fast controlled head like these 2 are. This is a Massey head here that I've got on that, and both of these work well on that case. So and I have one of these stump grinders, everybody a T-Rex. This is the other baler I was telling you about, that lighter colored hay bale. This is what the baler that made it. This is the one that wraps on the back. Came in that Cleveland pack DLC, and then of course my favorite grass cutter right there, John Deere 2280. It's old school, and I got old school colors on it. I'm hoping when FS22 comes out, and it is coming out pretty soon, later this year, that when you cut with cut the grass with something like that, that's called a hay conditioner cutter. That it's going to automatically turn what it puts on the ground into hay, green or not. Because in real life, that when you cut with that, it makes the hay. That's what conditions it into hay, the way it's cut. Now, as far as the fertilizer is concerned, how do I fertilize my field? Right here. This little genius thing right. This is not old school, but it's a mod, and it's under tools and miscellaneous. It looks just like a roller like you would have under levelers, like that there, but it does not do what that does. It's a lot more than that. I'm going to show you. First in here, $15,000 is all it costs. 6 meters. But this thing, read what it says down at the bottom. The roller adds a fertilizer level to your field. And if you're playing base game without seasons, and most especially precision farming, if you're just playing original game, yeah, that's what it'll do. It'll put 33% on your field. But if you're playing with seasons, and more especially precision farming, let me show you what it will do. I can give you a big picture right here in just a sec, as soon as it finishes saving. Look. Well, pardon me, that's the wrong map. There we go. Now you see 13 looks like it ain't fertilized, and so does 86 and 14, but they didn't need as much fertilizer as the rest. I fertilize every bit of this with that roller. It just rolls across the ground after you plant. You go across, roll across, pull it across them fields, and it goes not a layer of not a level of fertilizer, but let me go back to it here it's not a fertilizer level. It takes it straight to 100%. And I'm gonna go back up here to the soybean field, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. With the precision farming, I think with just seasons, I think it still adds a level. But it's most especially with precision farming, it takes it straight to 100%, and you never have to worry about running out of fertilizer or having to buy fertilizer. It works like liquid or solid. See there? The soybeans are saying it's actually, I got too much. I didn't roll in this field with it, but I did in the oats, so that's not, here's a good example. See? 100%. Nitrous and perfect. Even though it looks, like I say, even though oats, see there, looks yellow, that's still what, you got a couple areas where it's green, but most of it's orangey. You need 100, which is that lighter shade of, darker shade of yellow, lighter shade of orange. Yeah. 80 to 100, it's right at 100%. I mean, you got it there. And that's what that roller does. And you never have to stop and fill up with fertilizer. You save money there. They say money saving. So if you're watching and you're playing this game and you're on somewhere like Millennial, Stone Valley, a big map with big fields, Welkers, you can buy several of these, get on one yourself and hire a couple of workers in the same field and go to town. And all it does is roll and put fertilizer out. Now, and the only thing about it that I found that I don't like is if you have to stop what you're doing, and you leave it down, you go back to it, don't go off rolling right away because it won't be fertilizing. Pick it up, put it back down, and it initiates the fertilization once again. Here's my main go-to planter. This is that case, modded case that just came out, ain't been too long ago. It plants everything. You see there? Everything. But oddly enough, up the hill here where I got wheat and barley, this is such a tight area up in here, I didn't plant it with that. So what did I plant it with? I'll show you in a few minutes. First, I want to show you something else. Look behind this massey right here. This is what I spread lime with. And you could spread fertilizer with it. Let me show it to you in the store here. Little compact, John Deere compact that I showed you. There it is right there. It has 18 meters spread. It only holds 600. But what I have noticed is after you've limed over a field one time, the next time you won't use near the lime, and it don't go out as fast. Let me show you what I've done what I do to make it easier on me about using this, so I don't have to keep running somewhere to fill up. Let me find it in the garage here. There it is. That right there. And it holds, I got it at 24,000, and I'll show it to you right now. Over here, see, I got that in the big shed over here. What I do, this is another mod. This is not an in-game. I know I got a lot of mods on here. Bonhart, Bedard, TC 21,000. Let me get up here. Come on the other side. on top of this harvester. See that arm right there? That is an auger arm, and it pulls out the back, and it holds everything. I mean, absolutely everything. Oh, no. See down there? Everything. And I have yet to find a piece of equipment that it won't dump out into. So, even manure. It hauls manure. If you choose to use manure on your field, it'll do that too. But as far as tractors, let me show you. You saw one here a minute ago with this. But before I do, let me show you the other seeder. Yeah. So you saw that broadcast limer and fertilizer. Here's another seeder. See, it's got seed in it. The difference is, you see that there, looks like a bag of seed. Well, they got one on the other one that looks like a bag of lime or fertilizer. This here's the 8 is only 10.1 meters. Let me show you. It's under, this one's under, it's a seeder, because you can't cultivate, obviously, with it. There's no cultivator on it. Let me show it to you. There it is. Right there. And you see, it don't plant everything. It plants all the new crops except tomatoes. But usually it would only plant wheat, barley, oats, canola, soybean, grass, and oilseed radish. But for up there on the hill, I'll use it up there. I have to plant stuff up there that I can plant with, because I don't want this big planter here. I could probably get it up there with these track wheels on the back, and I like the counter on the back too back here. Yeah. Well, that'll work. Yeah, that's how much seed I got in there. Right there. Anyway, this is a good planter here. But I could get up there, and there's my plow, the John Deere. I like the RYC, but this one seems to do a little better on plowing. It's 12 meters instead of. And then here is my cultivator, old school case. Let me show it to you. In store. It's a mod too. It's been out a while, but it's a good one. There it is, right there. 180 horsepower. But as far as tractors, now I'm gonna show you my tractors. The rest of them, anyway. First, you saw this is the lowest horsepower one I have outside of the compact, John Deere compact. This here is 170. This is the Massey 8140. Good track, 4-wheel drive, old school body. Like it. I mean, it'll pull that cultivator you just saw like there's no tomorrow. This tractor is an interesting character. I learned this came out yesterday on the Mod Hub, and I didn't know until yesterday. I need to pull it up a little bit. I did not know until yesterday that Deutz had bought out Alice Chambers. Alice Chambers was an older model for you old school farmers. I barely remember it, but it was, and it competed with what used to be New Holland, which is Ford, and Massey Ferguson and Case. It was very competitive, and it made some good horsepower tractors. But in the 80s, they got into trouble and got somehow or another, either they just didn't sell or what. They got into bankruptcy trouble, and so Deutz decided, bought them out somewhere around the mid-80s, like 84, 3, and Deutz was going to use that as their American branch office to try to infiltrate their brand of tractor into America. Because Deutz, I'm assuming, is Dutch. That's a Dutch. Correct. I mean, I may be wrong, but just by the name of it, it sounds Dutch to me. Anyway, and they tried to sell their brand with, they joined with Alice Chambers, and that's why you see Deutz Alice on that, and it's Alice Orange, because that's what their tractors were orange. But in the late 80s, Deutz realized they wasn't going to be able to make it selling here in America, because people just, there's too many other brands like Massey and Case and John Deere and Ford New Holland, and they just weren't able to make it, so they shut down, and Alice Chambers went out completely out of business in 89, I believe that's what that in the description said. Anywho, those, and then of course my biggest tractor over here is the N-Gain 7250 Case. I used to not even like this tractor, to be honest, but the more I drive it, folks, the more I like it. 261 horses. It's a Hoss, and it's got that old school body frame, and I really like that. But that's my tractors. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how are you going to harvest those tomatoes? Well, the onions and carrots. First, let me show you what you drive. And this is also what you're going to use. That right there is a universal harvester. With the right head, you can do onions, carrots, and now tomatoes. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. First, in the store, for this map, that's the carrot header right there. Onion. And there's the tomato header. But you see, you can change the color of it. And I'll probably do it some shade of red just because. You come over here, I already got two heads over here. I'll put the third one over here somewhere next to the milk truck or something. That's onion. The gold color one that there is carrot. Makes it easy, you know which one to get for which crop. This here is a modded milk truck that I'm using to haul my cow's milk. And if you look right now, my cow's in the big pen, 33,633 gallons of milk, which this truck here only holds 25. When the milk gets a good price, I'll load her up and take a load. But this is a mod. It's in the, let me show you in the store under trucks. And it's under trucks in the mod hub. Well, actually no, it's not under trucks in the store. It's down under animals here under vehicles. There it is, right there. And you can change colors on it and all that, and the writing on it and all that. I like the way that looks. So you know. Anyway, that's my equipment. But you don't have to start a new save. You can literally. And my friend One Dog that helps me sometime on here on these broadcasts, he did the same thing. He had about a 20+ hour save on this same very farm and map, and he did the same thing. He had, I think, about 70+ cows on there, and they were in the middle of having babies. He didn't want to lose them. He didn't have any glitch. The only other thing I had here that I noticed was different. Let me show you. See these trees right along here? That one, and these right down here on either side of the creek. I had cut those down when I really looked at that. I like that. It makes it look more homely, more realistic. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. And I had a few other trees, a couple around the cotton field over there. I cut some of them. But other than that, and like I say, the salt, the grass that turned into salt, glitched and turned into salt, was all. But I got all the updates that was supposed to be in that update that I can see. And there's been no other problems with the map. So don't let anybody fool you. Don't let them tell you, oh, you got to do a new save. No, you don't. You can go in with your save you got. I'm telling you. I know what I'm talking about. Like I said, the only reason I don't have those pins up here is because I had sold them originally. On my original, before I updated, I had already sold them pins up here. And put these fields, it made these fields up there. But, you know, this is not, you don't have to do a new save just to get the update on here. No, if you already got a save on here and you don't want to have to start over, don't. The update will work without any glitches. I'm here to tell you. You can trust Farm King. My word is my bond. If I'm telling you it won't mess up your save, it won't. And one other thing I want to show you before I come to the end of my video here about this TMR method that I may not have told you. There's a little something extra with this one. These me and one dog found out about it accidentally, really. We was making TMR and he put a couple straw bales in that, and I was in here like this, and the bottom thing up there in the upper left hand corner, that tells you how much straw is in it. In the bottom right hand corner, it usually say hay or silage when you put it in it. When you put just the straw in it, it said hay pellets. So we decided to test it. So you can do 100,000 hay pellets straw pellets. The hay doesn't turn into pellets, but the straw does. You can dump loose in it. We tried that. We bought hay bales from the shop, put them in that mixer, turns them right into straw pellets. Bought straw pellets. This here, what I'm talking about, straw. See, that says straw. If you take one of them over there and put it in that mixer, I will show you, but you just have to take my word for it. Again, I ain't lying to you. It's the truth. And put it in that mixer. Yep. And that is like that baler. And I got manual load on this baler, so I'm gonna have to. And there's my rat. I'm gonna have to soon put some wrap on there. It's getting low, but I ain't baling right now. No time shortly, so soon. But like I said, and you can make those pellets there and sell them. Those straw pellets. When there's a great demand, throw you a couple bales or a couple loads of loose straw. Now, here's an odd thing I have found out. I'm using the US Simplified Geo. Let me show you what I mean. Look over here at the growth. See? It simplifies it, and you can grow it. That's how I'm able to grow cotton. Grow everything on here. I like this Geo. It also slows down your animal growth and more especially how they eat. So they don't make little or any mess. You don't have to worry about cleaning up. Now, having said that, the downside to that is this. Let me show you, go to the price guide and show you it's saving now. And then I'm going to if you go over to where grass and all, you see there under straw and hay, you can get a little bit of money for it. Without the Geo on here and just seasons, you won't get paid for straw or hay or grass, and you won't get paid for grass now. And in that edge silo right there, I'm trying to find this mountain top at the same time. Oh crap! I'm not really here when I do that. There we go. Yeah, in that edge silo right there, you will have to pay for hay and straw. If you have to need some and ain't got none out of the fields, like on my wheat and barley and oats, them 3 fields right there, them 2 on the hill there and 1 over yonder, I'll get enough straw for last me a while. And then when the grass is at 6, the grass around the fields is 6 or 7, I'll cut it and let it lay if I'm able to and turn into hay. But if not, I'll have to buy some hay out of that's the one thing with this Geo. You have to buy it. It's not free. Grass is, but straw and hay is not. So, but on regular, if you're going to play this with just seasons and no geo, then all of that's free in the edge green. You can get grass, straw, and hay free all day long and it won't take you won't spend a penny all day long in that edge green multi thing there all day long. So folks, I mean, this is, there's my tomatoes over there, canola back there, barley, wheat, the onions back over yonder behind the other cow. Like I said, you don't have to do a new save. Despite what it says in the description of that map down there below, where it talks about the update, you don't need a new save. And take my word for it, you won't lose anything. You'll get all the update and still have your save in place. Until next time, this is Farm King saying